Hello and welcome once again to Covenant Child. I trust you're having a blessed week and continue to trust God for the future. We are still, you could say, in the beginning of the year and we don't know what the future holds, but we continue to trust God. Thank you to those once again who continue to give me feedback. And if you're new to the channel, you can check out on Covenant Child. There's, I think, over 50 videos that I've been posting over the last year or two. So if you want to go and look at other videos, you're free to do that as well. As we face these difficult situations, we can question many times what God's purpose is and what He has in store for us. But I want to encourage you with today's word that God has a purpose and He uses everything to weave our lives and to make us into something beautiful. I want to start by reading out of the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 38, verse 12. Hezekiah says, "Like a shepherd's tent, my house has been pulled down and taken from me. Like a weaver, I have rolled up my life, and he has cut me off from the loom. Day and night you made an end of me." Hezekiah was king of Israel, but God had come to him and told him that he was going to die. And he prays to God and he lays his life before God and asks God to really have mercy on him, and God extended his life. But in this verse that I read, Hezekiah compares his life to a tapestry that God is weaving. And so he says there that because he was facing death, he says, the weaver, my life has been rolled up and he has cut me off from the loom. And God is the weaver. Our lives are like a tapestry. And God is the one who is weaving and making something beautiful, a beautiful cloth, a beautiful garment out of our lives. And as we face many times the difficult situations that we are facing at the moment, whether it's unemployment, whether it's financial struggles, maybe even health difficulties, whatever kind of challenges you are facing, those are the threads that God is using to weave your life. And we have to give Him that material to weave the cloth. And as we go through life, the good, the bad, those are all the strands and the material and the threads that He can use to weave our lives. And we don't, when somebody is busy weaving or doing embroidery or anything like that, we don't see at the beginning or even in the middle of the process, we don't see what the end product is. And so it doesn't look as if there is any purpose. We might just see threads. And like somebody also once said, when we look at the back of the tapestry, it just looks like a whole lot of knots and loose strings. But when the tapestry is turned around and we actually see the side that is going to be seen, then the picture becomes clear. And so we don't always see the end product. We are all work in progress. And as He's weaving our lives, as He's taking the different threads and putting it together, the dark threads, perhaps from the dark times in our lives, the light threads from the wonderful times, the bright times in our lives, and all of those are being put together as He weaves this tapestry. But I want to encourage you just to stay there in the process and allow Him to weave. Let's just look briefly at the life of Joseph. Joseph faced many difficult times. He was sold out by his brothers. He landed up in Egypt. And just when he thought things were getting good, he was appointed to the head of Potiphar's house. He gets accused of rape and he gets thrown into prison. And I'm sure Joseph must have also thought, what is going on? But God was busy weaving the cloth of Joseph's life and using even all of that till he eventually got into Pharaoh's house. And then a well-known scripture, Romans 8 verse 28, which I know many of us love, says, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things, the good, the bad. And so many times we only see the mistakes of the past, and we only see our present situation that we're in, and we can't make sense of everything. But I want you to know that God sees the future, and he's in the future already. And so the weaver, when the weaver starts on weaving a cloth, the weaver knows beforehand what the product is going to be and what it's going to look like. He has it already in his heart and in his mind or her mind what that end product is going to be looking like. And so let us know that God, as the weaver, he knows what he's doing. He's using all your threads to put together this beautiful tapestry. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11 says, he has made everything beautiful in his time. And so it might not look beautiful at this moment. It might look like something which is a mess. But God, as long as we submit to him and allow him to use the strands of our lives, he will make us and weave us into that masterpiece that he has for us. And we just need to be faithful and know that, as Paul says, what he has started, he will finish. And you and I are unique creations. And the way God is weaving in my life is not the same as the way God is weaving in your life. And so the strands that he's using in my life is different to the strands that he's weaving in your life. But allow him to do that. And so let us just give to him the strands, the threads, our attitude. As somebody always has said, we can't control the things that happen to us, but we do have control over our attitude. And so as the things come our way, let our attitude, let it be one of praise and thanksgiving and joy, so that God can weave. Let us submit and not be complaining about what's happening. Because when we complain, when we resist, the tapestry might take longer to complete. Let us give our attitudes to God, our commitment, our worship. As I ministered a few weeks ago, let's worship him even in the difficult times, even in the tough times. Let us worship him. Let us give him our worship as we rejoice. And when he sees us rejoicing and worshiping him, even in those difficult times, it's threads that he can then work into this tapestry. Our life, our will. As we give him the best, he can make the best tapestry. So as I close, I want to leave you with a question. What threads are you giving him to weave? Are you giving him the best of your life? Are you giving him second best? Are you giving him a grumbling attitude? Because if we're giving him all those negative threads, then the tapestry will take longer and it won't be as beautiful. But let us give him our worship. Let us give him a good attitude. Let us give him our love. Let us give him our worship. Let us surrender. Those are all the threads that he can take, that he can weave us as we're still on the loom. And so become a beautiful tapestry in his hands, that others will be able to admire and others will be able to be blessed through your life, through the tapestry. What threads are you giving him? God bless you. Until we meet again on this platform, have a blessed week. Shalom.